Om Jananim Saradam Devim Ramakrishnan Jagadgurum Padapadme Tayo Shritva Pranamami Murmuhu Niraksharopi Sarvam Yo Janati Guru Sevaya Namostu Adbhuta Padaya Paschimotara Deshine. This is a prayer on Swami Adbhutananda. Niraksharopi, though unlettered, Sarvam yo janati Guru Sevaya, who got all knowledge through service to his Guru. Namostu Adbhuta Padaya. To such one Swami Adbhutananda, to his holy feet, Namaha Astu. I offer my namaskars. So, Latu Maharaj was a wonderful personality, as said in the Upanishads. Ascharyo vakta kushalosya labdha, ascharyo jnata kushalani shishtaha, shravanayapi bahubiryo nalabhyaha, Shinvantopi baho yamna vidyu. This is the first line of the shloka. Then follows Ascharya vakta kushalosya labdha, Ascharya jnata kushalani shishtaha. People in general do not get opportunity to hear about great spiritual truths. Here it is Atman, Shravanayapi Bahuvihi. Most of the people do not get even the opportunity to hear about the self within. Many have never heard about this truth at all. That's why Swami Vivekananda said, it is high time we preach everyone, we tell everyone about the glory of the Atman within. Even by hearing, strength will come, all good will come, and all he said. So for years together, maybe hundreds, thousands of years, our people did not get the opportunity to hear about the great truths of the Upanishads. They are only taught rituals, ceremonies, etc. So the Upanishad says, many people do not get the opportunity to hear about Atman. Yet, though they hear, even after hearing, many do not understand. Shinvantopi baho yamna vidyuhu. Even after hearing, it doesn't make any impact on them. It doesn't bring any change in them. Oh, they hear, there are so many things in this world, so there is Atman also. It doesn't make any impact on them. When that is the case, Ascharyo Vakta Kushalosya Labdha. When that is the case in the world, a man who has realized, experienced that Atman, is he not a rare one? Is he not a rare one? Very, very rare one. And one who labdha, one who has got that message. And he also is a rare person. Manushyanam Sahasreshu, we find in the Gita, the same thing said in the Gita. So 1 in 1,000 hear about God or Atman. And those who have heard all do not understand. And one who understands is rare indeed. But again, the last line of the Upanishad is Ascharyo Jnata Kushalanu Shishtaha. After hearing that, one who follows the instructions of the Guru to attain it, how rare such a person must be. We have heard many times about Atman. We keep on hearing. Just think about ourselves. We keep on hearing. But we are not attracted by that message. The mind doesn't go within. It is always going outward only. Though we hear about Atman any number of times, it doesn't make any difference. But a person after hearing, if he struggles hard to attain that, how great and how rare such a person must be. We have to just sit and imagine, think about such a person. Once you hear and get inspired to know what it is, to experience it, how great that person must be. Swamiji often used to say, religion is not mere theory, not mere ideas. Religion is realization, he used to say. Unless you realize what you have heard, what is the use of all the information about God or soul or mukti or this and that? No use at all. Keep on hearing, but we make least effort to experience it, manifest it. So what is the use of that information? It is useless. It is only a burden. Perhaps it may bring more egoism, I know everything. So experience. So religion is experience. Swami Vivekananda very often said. So rare is one who hears, who gets that message from a proper teacher, one who has great faith or one who has realized, one who is himself after attaining the truth, experiencing the truth. Such a teacher is rare, and rare is that person who gets that message. It's not information. He gets that message, a call. We can say it is a call. And after getting the call, if he really struggles to attain it, how great he must be. How rare such a person is. Can we come across such persons every day? Very rare. And we find such a person in Swami Adbhutananda. Such a person in Swami Adbhutananda. And again, Niraksharopi. He was unlettered like his master. He was unlettered. Niraksharopi sarvam janati guru sevaya. He got that realization by dint of his service to his master. He gave his whole body, mind, soul, everything to the service of the master. It's a wonderful story. A boy born in a shepherd family somewhere in Bihar, we do not know the name of the village, about his parents, when he was born, nothing is known. He never divulged anything. Destiny brought him to Sri Ramakrishna. It's a wonderful story. You all would have read. He lost his parents when he was young, so his uncle took care of him. His uncle also fell into debt and bad days, so he had to leave the village. So taking this boy, he came to Calcutta. There he knew a person of his village who was serving under Ramachandra Datta, who was a great devotee of Sri Ramakrishna. How this his punya brought him, you see. They never planned. And Latu Maharaj, that is Swami Adbhutananda, never knew where he was going, where he was going to stay, nothing. Simply followed his uncle. The uncle searched here and there in Calcutta, such a vast city, and he had never seen such a big city in his life. Where to go, whom to ask. Somehow he came to know of a person of his village, then approached him. He took pity on this boy. He straightway took him to Ramachandra Datta, who was serving as professor in the teaching in that college, medical college. Ramachandra Datta, great devotee of Sri Ramakrishna. He was a person of heart, large-hearted person. He took pity on the boy, took him to his house. He was made to serve there as a young boy, serving the family, attending to so many jobs in the family. So how destiny brought him to Sri Ramakrishna. When he was there, Ramachandra Datta used to speak about Sri Ramakrishna. This boy was now and then hearing about the name of Sri Ramakrishna, and one or two teachings fell into his ears. And suddenly he developed a great love for Sri Ramakrishna, a great love for God. And these teachings touched his heart so much that in the night, while everyone is sleeping, he pretended sleeping, but he was weeping and calling on God, because Sri Ramakrishna said, God sees the heart. God sees the heart. We see in the Gita, Patram Pushpam Phalantoyam Yome Bhaktya Parechati Tadaham Upahritam Ashnami Prayatatmana. So whatever you offer, he sees only with what motive you offer, with love you offer. You don't expect anything from God. For the sake of God, for the love of God. So he sees only that heart, that love behind your offering. So hearing the teaching of Sri Ramakrishna, this boy used to shed tears. A boy, a shepherd boy, who never attended school, coming from a very most rural background. He knew nothing of religion. Parents were also just shepherds. You see, Sri Ramakrishna said about such people, he says, how this boy suddenly, how from where he got this inspiration. It was there. All this inspiration, all these good samskaras were earned in previous births. This was perhaps his last birth. So they were waiting to manifest. It was waiting for the time to come out. So, when Sri Ramakrishna saw him, just seeing the boy, he said, "Oh Ram, who is this boy? Huh? Who is this boy who you have brought? I find some good samskaras in him. Where did you get him? I see some holy signs in him." Then he says, then Sri Ramakrishna started talking about Nitya Siddhas, ever free. Then he says, the knowledge of those who are ever free only needs to be unveiled, as it were. They are like underground springs which remain covered until a stone mason digging in the earth removes a particular stone. பெரிய ஊத்து இருக்குது, ஒரு சின்ன கல் அடைச்சிருக்கு. அந்த கல் எடுத்தோடனே the water starts gushing out. Then the water begins to flow. So Sri Ramakrishna is, by seeing the boy, instantly he says, where did you get him? I see some holy signs in him. Sri Ramakrishna was such a great personality, he could see the inside of people so easily. So immediately, so this boy, when he came to Ramachandra, he was very ordinary boy, doing errands for Ramachandra, just like any other servant boy. But when he started hearing about Sri Ramakrishna, suddenly he got inspired. He wanted to hear again and again. And more than that, he wanted to see the person himself. That is a beauty. His desire did not stop there. One day he pleaded his master when he was about to start for Dakshineshwar to see Sri Ramakrishna, would he not take me to him? Seeing the earnestness of the boy, Ramachandra took him. So he was an unlettered boy who blossomed into a great saint. Sri Ramakrishna himself said later on, once the master said, one day the gems of the Vedas and Vedanta will pour forth from your lips. You see, Sri Ramakrishna himself predicted. ஒரு நாளைக்கு வேதங்களும் வேதாந்த உண்மைகள்லாம் வாயிலிருந்து கொட்டும். Sri Ramakrishna could say. Narendra, when he was coming to Sri Ramakrishna, Narendra did not know about himself, but Sri Ramakrishna would start praising him in front of others. Narendra is like that. Then later on, Narendra will scold Sri Ramakrishna, why do you praise me like this? Because you love me. You should not praise me like this. Then Sri Ramakrishna says, I am not telling. Mother is making me say all these things. He was so pure, he was so one with Mother. Whatever he spoke, they are nothing but words from Mother. So he said, I am not telling, these are all words of the Mother. So similarly, Latu, the servant boy, as Sri Ramakrishna seeing him as a servant boy, yet he says, one day the gems of the Vedas and Vedanta will pour forth from your lips. What a wonderful this one. So ordinary boy blossomed into a saint. So the other beauty is Sri Ramakrishna's. Swami Vivekananda would say, Latu is Sri Ramakrishna's greatest miracle. Having absolutely no education, we all know, Sri Ramakrishna himself did not go to school. Of course, he knew a little bit of Bengali, he could write perhaps. He wanted to teach this Latu. After 1 or 2 classes, he stopped teaching. He said, it is impossible. You cannot pronounce correct because Latu comes from Bihar. So he could not pronounce Bengali alphabets correctly. So any number of times, Sri Ramakrishna said, he could not correct Latu. He said, enough. No more, I cannot teach anymore. Stop, let us stop. Such a boy, he says, absolutely no education. He has attained the highest wisdom simply by virtue of the master's touch. So this is the greatness of Avatara Purushas. They come not to give knowledge, not to give information. But there are hundreds of pandits. They give lot of information. Book gives information. Book can give only information. Pandits can give only information. Only godly people alone can awaken the spirit within. This is the difference between jnanis and pandits. We may read, I may quote from this and that, but yet I am far, far, far away from the truth about which I am talking. What is jnana, what is devotion, what is discrimination, what is viveka, vairagya, I may explain. But do I have that vairagya? Do I have that bhakti? Really is a big question mark. So, he has attained the highest wisdom simply by virtue of the Master's touch. Not only that, he says somewhere else also. Swamiji says somewhere else, if we compare the surroundings out of which Latu came, if we compare the surroundings with ours and his spiritual achievements again with ours, we should have to admit that he is far superior to us. Swamiji says, it's not mere words. It's not just to praise Latu, he is telling the truth. We should have to admit that he is far superior to us. We are all born in noble families. Sri Ramakrishna had 16 sannyasin disciples, including Latu. So Swamiji says, we are all born in noble families, well educated, and came to the Master with sharpened intellect. Sharpened intellect. But Latu was completely illiterate. Joined first Ram Babu and then the Master as a boy servant. When meditation prayer seemed monotonous to us, we could remove our monotony by studies. Swamiji is speaking frankly. With us also it is true. How much you can meditate, how much you can do japa. So we keep on changing. Little we do japa, little dhyana, little sankirtana, then go on pilgrimage, seeking holy company. Try to avoid monotony. We could remove that. But Latu had no such alternative. It's true. Latu had no such alternative. He had but one support throughout his life. What is that? Sri Ramakrishna, his master. The fact that he could keep his head in spite of all these adverse circumstances and had the supreme spiritual realization shows the inner strength of his personality and the infinite grace of the Master on him. These two factors. That struggle. His life is nothing but struggle. If anybody wants to know what is spiritual struggle, one must go through the life of Swami Adbhutananda. Struggle. And how his Master protected him and trained him also. He had so much faith in the Master. And the Master had so much faith in the Ascharya Vakta Kushalosya Labdha. These are on mere empty words. Sometimes we read scriptures, I take it for granted. These are empty words. They are based on truth. So these truths are again and again proved in the lives of the great souls. So another place, the Upanishads will say, Nayam atma balahinena labhya, namedaya na bahuna shutin, yeme vaishya vrunate tena labhyaha, tasyesha atma vrunate tanum swam. So again the Upanishad says, namedaya, you cannot get the Atman, you cannot realize the Atman, however much intelligent you may be, how much you might have studied the Shastras. No, na medhaya, na bahuna shrutena. You may know hundreds and hundreds of scriptures. No, not by mere intellect. Yeme vaishabhrinate. Unless God reveals Himself, the Atman reveals itself. Tena labhyaha. So you must have the grace of God. You must have that much of patience. You will see in the Swami Adbhutananda telling. You have to wait and wait and wait. You have to get the grace of God, how it will come, when it will come. You must have so much of patience. Not sitting idle. Struggling at the same time. Maintaining that patience. Sometimes you lose patience. Dark night of the soul, we read in the Christian mystics. So after struggling so much, as if you have reached the final point, darkness everywhere, you don't find any light. Oh, that is really a great testing period. So, here we find, even in these, in spite of all these adverse circumstances, he could keep his head high and had the supreme spiritual realization. Shows the inner strength and the infinite grace of the Master. So Swami Adbhutananda was one such wonderful spiritual aspirant which the scriptures eulogize so much. They praise Ascharyo Vakta Kushalosya. Not only that, one who hears, one who struggles to reach it. Ascharyo Jnata Kushala Anushishta. If follows the instructions of the Guru till he reaches the goal. Such is the wonderful life of Swami Adbhutananda. As we said before, he had the full blessings of his Guru. He surrendered himself completely to his. So in the Narad Bhakti Sutra, we will see Jnanam vina mukti padam labhyate. Jnanam vina, without knowledge, mukti padam labhyate. You may think, how is it? Without knowledge, how can one get mukti? The next line you must see, Guru Bhaktitaha. One who has that bhakti, so much, 100% bhakti, 100% faith in the Guru, he gets mukti padam even without any knowledge of the scriptures. Normally we say in the Vedanta tradition, one has to go through all the scriptures, hear about the Mahavakya, Tattvamasi. The Guru will explain what is Tat, what is Tvam. Then this Sishya will start discriminating, negating. Like that, this is a tradition, Vedantic tradition. But the Bhakti Sutra says, Jnanam vina Mukti padam labhyate guru paktita. Even if you do not have that scriptural knowledge, you get to that highest realization. And again, the same Bhakti Sutra says, Jnanam nasti gurum vina. Again he stresses the same thing in another way. Without the guru, you can never have the knowledge of God, knowledge of self or anything. So here, the greatness of Guru and the greatness of the Shishya, the disciple, how wonderful they must be. A Guru who can impart that knowledge by mere wish, by mere touch, just seeing. We have seen in the life of Sri Ramakrishna. And here he will come. So he was begging, our Latu Maharaj was begging Ramchandra, his master, please take me to Sri Ramakrishna, please take me to Sri Ramakrishna. And one day he took him to Sri Ramakrishna, maybe in the year of 1880, in the beginning of 1880. So Sri Ramakrishna, as soon as he saw this boy, he said, where did you get him? Then asked him to sit beside him, near him. Then he started telling about Nitya Siddhas. The knowledge of those who are ever free souls only needs to be unveiled, as it were. They are like underground springs which remain covered until the stone is removed. So he was telling this. Telling this, he simply touched a lot. Saying this, he touched Latu, that's all. These are like story, but this happened, it's a fact. And what happened? The boy went into an ecstatic state. Wonderful, Baba. Tears trickled down from his eyes and his lips started quivering with emotion. This continued for an hour, not just for a moment. That ecstasy, that power of the touch remained with him for nearly an hour. So this continued for an hour. And it stopped when? After the master touched him again. At last the master touched him and he slowly returned to a normal state. What a magic. It's not a magic. I should not say it is a magic. It can happen when Guru and the disciple are in such a high state of spiritual evolution, you may say. Ascharya. Such a Guru is really a Ascharya, rare, and such a disciple is also rare. Then Sri Ramakrishna, after that, Sri Ramakrishna will tell Ram, please send this boy from time to time. He understood who is this boy, his worth. So he said, send him time to time. This boy coming home, now entirely different boy. Earlier, he was so enthusiastic, moving about, talking, joking, or now this boy was completely a different person. He lost. Latu began finding it difficult to work. Mind is being drawn again and again to his master. He was so much attracted. He could not give his mind to the outward things. After a few weeks, Ramchandra expressed desire to send some sweets and fruits to the master. And Latu immediately said, Sir, give me, I will carry your things to the master. He was waiting not to go to him again. Taking this, he ran to Dakshineshwar. He met the master. He stayed there for the whole day and listened to the talks of the master. And then again he returned. Guru Maharaj said, come again. After the second visit, Latu almost completely lost interest in this job, but continued to do his duties like a machine. But Ramachandra and his wife, they noticed the change in this boy. So, one day, Ram, when he went to Dakshineshwar, he told Sri Ramakrishna, this boy is like this. Then Sri Ramakrishna said, it is understandable that Lord too should act like this, for he longs to come here. Send him again sometime. Sri Ramakrishna could understand the boy. Like this, he started going and coming. One day he stayed with Sri Ramakrishna for 3 days continuously. Then he said, I will not go home, I will stay here itself. Sri Ramakrishna, you are getting salary there. You have to serve your master. How can you taking salary and serve here? It's not good, you go. No, my master will not mistake me. All these things he says. Sri Ramakrishna says, no, now you go home, I am also going to my village. After I come back, you come again. Then with tears in his eyes, he will go back. Next, again he came to Dakshineshwar, knowing that Sri Ramakrishna is not there. That is the point. Knowing that he came to... So, Latu came to Dakshineshwar another day. Again he came. But he says, he was told that Ramakrishna is not there, he has gone to Kamarpukur. This news did not lessen his tremendous longing to see the master. That earnestness. Sri Ramakrishna would say, when the sky is red, then you know that the sun is about to, definitely it will come out. So when that earnestness comes, you are sure to see God. He sat on the bank of the Ganges and started to weep. He had heard from someone that Sri Ramakrishna was ever present at Dakshineshwar, that anyone who sat there, anyone who called him would see him. So faith comes immediately. When you are in need of something, when you are searching for something, suppose somebody says it is there, you believe 100%. So you wanted to see Sri Ramakrishna. Somebody said he is always present. He said, definitely must be there. So he sat on the bank of the Ganga. So suddenly Ramlal, nephew of Sri Ramakrishna, was serving as priest in the Kali temple. He saw him from the distance. Hello, why are you here? Now I come to Sri Ramakrishna, see Sri Ramakrishna. He has gone. No, I must see him. Then he said that both were arguing. Then Ramlal said, no use of talking to him. He went away. Then he says, then in the evening, towards evening, he brought, at least let me take some prasad. So, I went to the temple to conduct the Vesper service. When it was over, I turned to the spot where I had left Latu, taking with me some prasad. There I discovered him bowing down and touching his forehead to the ground. Mystified, I kept quiet. After a moment or two, when the boy rose and saw me standing before him, he seemed surprised and asked me, "Oh, where has the master gone?" Dumbfounded, I simply gave the prasad and went back to the temple. He really saw Sri Ramakrishna. You may think it is a story. Now I just now I remember one story. One lady from America, I think so. After reading Sri Ramakrishna life and going through the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, she developed so much desire to see the Dakshineshwar temple. Now that is the stage where Sri Ramakrishna's life was enacted. He went through so many spiritual practice, I had so many visions. So she had read about that temple and she developed so much desire to see, she started saving money for the passage money to come and go. Little by little, maybe how long she saved, I do not know how much time it took. After saving that money, she purchased ticket and came to Belur. She got the address, came and stayed in Belur. There she said, I have come to see Dakshineshwar. They said, oh, very good. Tomorrow we'll arrange your trip. We'll send somebody with you to go there. Like Latu. She was so eager. This moment I must go. So she took a boat. She doesn't know the language or anything. Nothing. When that desire is there, somehow you fulfill. So she took a boat, went to Dakshineshwar, and went round, and she was completely disappointed. She was completely disappointed. What she read in the book and what she saw are entirely different. She thought it must be same Dakshineshwar, so calm, everything intact. She came with that imagination. Coming here, she saw so many shops, people shouting, rushing, going here, there. She was totally disturbed, disappointed. She came to the room of Sri Ramakrishna. She sat and started weeping and weeping. What is this? Oh Lord, I came with so much of expectation. Finally, is it this? Should I come to see this? Where have we gone? Where is that old Dakshineshwar? Like that, thinking so many things, she was weeping. She says, suddenly she heard a voice. Oh my dear, I am always with you, see within. I never left you. I am always with you. See within. So this, if you are really sincere, you see, this lady was saved. After hearing that, she said, I clearly heard that voice. Then so much of calm settled down. She came back. The meantime they were saying, Array, where you have gone? We are searching. Then she told them whatever happened. They were all surprised. So like that, here you see that longing of our Latu Maharaj got the vision of Sri Ramakrishna. After 8 long months, Sri Ramakrishna returned to Dakshineshwar. Then later on, Latu Maharaj came to settle with Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna, slowly, little by little, he raised him to the level of, a realized person. So how he struggled. Somebody asked, you got the grace of your master. What need was there to struggle? No, don't say like that. One has to struggle, put self-effort. God will give you a taste of that realization. He will give you a taste of that. You have to make it permanent. If you want to make it a permanent experience, one has to go through. So, we find Latu Maharaj going through so many struggles. One is conquest of sleep, how he conquered sleep. One day he was sleeping in the evening, tired of so many jobs. Sri Ramakrishna admonished him, what, have you come here to sleep? That enough. He struggled and conquered sleep, he says. And one day in front of Sri Ramakrishna, he showed his anger. He asked Rakal is a spiritual son, Rakal, can you prepare pan, means bida. Can you prepare bida for me? I have never prepared bida, I cannot. Rakal was son, He looked upon Sri Ramakrishna as his father. So he did not pay attention to what Sri Ramakrishna was telling her, never bothered to obey. Twice Sri Ramakrishna said, he flatly, when Latu heard, because for Latu Maharaj, Sri Ramakrishna is master, servant. So he was practicing that attitude. When he heard Rakal refusing again and again, he said, what? How dare you are refusing Sri Ramakrishna? Then Rakal said, if you want, you do that. You prepare. Then he got again annoyed. Sri Ramakrishna was only watching and laughing. He called his nephew Ramlal, come, see this, how these two boys are. Whom do you think a great devotee? Sri Ramakrishna spoke. Then Ramlal understood, I think, Rakal is the great devotee. Then Latu became furious. What? He has been disobeying the master from the beginning, and you say he is the great devotee. Latu Maharaj comes from Bihar, na? He had learnt Bengali, but when he is in such tension, only Hindi comes out. Half Bengali, half Hindi. He said, what nice judgment and all, he was shouting. And then Sri Ramakrishna said, yes, Rakal is the great devotee. What is this? Can you get so much? Can you show your anger in front of your Ishta Devata, Guru? Bas, that one word sentence, immediately it calmed down. He felt very ashamed. He pleaded again and again, sir, please pardon me. I'll never show it again. So like this, Sri Ramakrishna, little by little, he trained him. Yeah. Then Sri Ram, we find even when he was living with Sri Ramakrishna, he had how many visions. Yeah. Is one at least one I will read and stop there. Following the master's instruction, Latu woke us up one particular morning for me. It was not yet done. After washing quickly, we sat down to do japam. The master said to us, dive deep today, repeating the Lord's name with devotion. Then he began to sing, wake up, O Mother Kundalini, wake up, and went around us again and again. He continued as we did our japam. All of a sudden, without any apparent cause, my whole body shook violently. Brahmanji says. At the same time, he says, Latu uttered a cry. The master placed his hands on Latu's shoulders and held him, saying, don't get up, stay where you are. Brahmanji says, I could see that Latu was feeling great pain, but the master refused to let him get up. After some time, I saw that Latu had lost normal consciousness. The master was still singing the same song and continued singing it for more than an hour. Thus, even through songs, he would transmit spiritual powers to us. How wonderful, you see. By touch, by singing, a few words enough to kindle the spiritual consciousness of others. How great the master was, how great the disciples were. Wonderful. And this Leela of Sri Ramakrishna, when you go through, you find Latu Maharaj having so many such experiences. Even after Sri Ramakrishna's passing away, he used to spend a lot of time in japa meditation on the bank of Ganges. Where he would have his meal, nobody knew. Day and night he will. So he was sitting in a boat doing japa. The boat started moving, he did not know. He was doing japa in a railway wagon, empty wagon. Suddenly he found the train started moving somewhere. There are so many instances. And he stayed in Calcutta for nearly, after the passing, Krishna passed away in 86, till 1912, Swami Adbhutananda was in Calcutta only. For 9 long years, he spent his time in Balram Bose's house. Later on, when all the disciples, one by one, household disciples, all one by one passed away, he also lost interest. He moved to Varanasi, where he lived until 1920. In the month of April, he passed away there in Samadhi. So, and you go through his what you call, the Swami Adbhutananda, as we saw him, there is a book. There you will find so many conversations, very difficult to understand. What depth, an unlettered boy speaking so many philosophical points, very difficult, naughty questions, how he answers, wonderful. So, what the scriptures say, they are not untrue. They are true. They tirthi kurvanti tirthani, satchastri kurvanti shastrani, sukarmi kurvanti karmani. The Bhakti Sutra will say, satchastri kurvanti shastrani. So the devotees, the jnanis, they come to prove the statements of the scriptures. So Adbhutanandaji's life is such a wonderful one. So may Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna keep us all under his divine grace always. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.